Who have we got next? Mr. Norm Brown. I see Norm coming there.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Good to see you here. 10 minutes presentation time.
Yep.
You can take your submission as read, and we like asking lots of questions, so give us some time if that suits. But it's your time, the 10 minutes.
Yeah, sorry I haven't got anything written down. We've been doing a round or two, a pound or two for WorkSafe and Co. There's huge resources to develop in Hawke's Bay that haven't been looked at yet. And we need a atmosphere where people are prepared to get in and start up. There's huge avenues available to us. Just been promoted Tourism New Zealand conference yesterday, and they plan to do quite a bit. But of course, Hawke's Bay misses out because not that I'm sure of, get anyone co-opted into the Tourism New Zealand that's building their programs for them. So we need to fill that gap. Tourism New Zealand presents New Zealand. We need someone to present Hawke's Bay, which is Tourism Hawke's Bay. It's built from various bodies in the past. It's still got a few problems, we know that. But the people running it are doing a great job. I've had feedback from everywhere, and I'm involved with their international schemes and their local schemes. Costs a lot of money to be there. I don't know whether it's subsidised for us. I don't believe it is. We pay most of our way into that. Annie will know. But that one voice approach is a must. I don't think we need a segmented approach to it. If we need segments, it should come in under that umbrella of Tourism Hawke's Bay, quite frankly. Another little aside is that we do various things for our community. Most organisations such as ourselves, we do rescue work both on the road up there and on the river. Do the odd one for the police and that sort of thing. We do a lot of work with schools and that sort of thing that we do in the shoulder season. So we try and give back as much as we can. So far we're bringing in, I think it was 1,800 odd people in this last year. We'll be budgeting for about 2,500 coming through with us this year. We've just managed to crack Auckland. It's taken us 6 years. Haven't managed to crack Wellington yet. It's one of the hardest. Originally, 85% of our people were from overseas and then carrying on down here to Hawke's Bay. At the moment, that's dropped to around probably 75% because we've cracked that Auckland market, and we're bringing carloads of people down who then stay the weekend. That's what's happening to us. That's about it, really. Really here to answer any questions you guys might have.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Councillor
Yeah,
Pike.
thanks, Norm. How did you crack the Auckland market?
By luck. Had a Chinese lady that was down with her. She was involved in importing Mac computers or something and was pretty wrapped with the Mohaka. We took her down to grade 3, I think it was, and suggested why weren't we advertising in Auckland. I said I was, not getting any results, and she suggested we advertise in Sky Kiwi for the Asian market, and when we did that we managed to crack that, brought that Asian market down, and then it's word of mouth for us from there on. So we're only really using word of mouth once that's been opened up. Very hard to get into it. We've had quite a bit of support from Tourism Hawke's Bay and going up and doing the Explore programs, and those programs, yeah.
Thank you,
So
Councillor.
I just
Bevan.
didn't hear, you spoke before about the percentage of people that were foreign visitors to this country that came to your business and the percentage that were locals. Could you say that again? I didn't hear what you said.
Originally we were about 85% when we first started up. All our advertising goes into website, so we're website driven. We try and drive everything to there, and people say, why don't we pick our markets and that? But the website covers everybody, so why not advertise to everybody? So now we get people from Japan, Singapore, a lot of people through from there. We get a lot of Australians, UK and in United States. We were getting them from Houston. Air New Zealand just opened up before even Air New Zealand opened up from there. Getting a lot of private clients, people coming through, kidnappers, but also staying at a lot of the hotels down here. Yeah.
So the analysis of tourism to Hawke's Bay is the other way around. It's 80% Kiwis and 20% foreigners. Your business is quite different.
Yeah, we buck the odds quite a bit on that sort of thing.
But you're still very supportive of what?
Oh, we have to. If we don't support Hawke's Bay, who's going to support us? I mean, we've got to work with people. We can't do it alone. No one can do it alone. We've got to have a collective approach. It costs a lot of money to go to Auckland. I'd hate to have to go to the east coast of America or something. Last time I flew to and worked over in Canada, it cost about $3,000. I mean, that's way beyond my budget to be able to go and sell myself over there. These guys can sell me. You know, we've only just managed to get into Anscrow, which is a wholesaler, Beyond the Blue, South Pacific, whatever they call themselves. So we're just cracking into that buyer market now. You've got to remember, when we first started up, the backpacker buses pulled out the year before I started up, and we still haven't got them back. We need more activities. And I've just started another one, or helped one, with one of my guides who's doing guided walks. So the more activities we can get, the better, and the better atmosphere there is to build those, the better. And at the moment, it's pretty hard to get into it, really, really hard. I was lucky enough to have two guys come back from Canada with me to help me start up. Did everything for nothing. They'd just come out of business school, and they set it up pretty well because we're still here. I wouldn't have got started if they hadn't been here. My guides wouldn't have got started on his guided walks this year if I hadn't helped them. We need that nurturing situation. Originally, the predecessors of Tourism Hawke's Bay helped me when they brought marketing people in from overseas. It helped a great deal on that marketing and got me going on that. Craig Wilson was the guy, really good. We need more of that. So, you know, people here have to build themselves, and then the marketing people come in over the top. I mean, but you've got to have that, and there's huge walk potentials, there's huge beat potential. There's a port here that I don't think anybody's yet using the potential that tourism could. It's potentially real.
Thank you. Further questions? You got another
Yeah,
question,
look,
Councillor?
Norm, just a chicken and egg thing, isn't it, really? I mean, you say that there's huge potential for activities, and particularly, I guess, in your particular line, you're talking about adventure tourism, aren't you?
But
there is lots of other potential. Is it a matter of actually having those operations in place here in Hawke's Bay to attract people, or is it a matter of bringing the people in, and that will actually fire up the various activities?
It's a matter of being supported and known for what we do, which is what Tourism Hawke's Bay does. The last Explore program we went to, a company called, the website company that do Peter Pan and Nomads came to us and said, can all of the Hawke's Bay people get together and have a natter? We want to open up Hawke's Bay. We need more activities to make it a full package. So we need to get that full package thing going. And it's website travel was the website we're looking at. And trying to build up that backpacker market back to here. Tourism Hawke's Bay, Tourism New Zealand have been pushing for the high-end markets, which is good. Does a lot for our accommodation and that. For me, high-end market, I've still charged the same amount with high-end unless I do an exclusive trip and want a helicopter in and do that sort of thing, which we do. But, you know, it's bums on seats for me. So that backpacker market starting up would be great for a lot of people around town. I know it's only dollars and cents compared with thousands, but it'd be great to have if we can nurture it.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. We're just about out of time. We've got a few seconds left, but thank you very much for your presentation, your submission, and we'll be back to you in the very near future. Now we have, where are we, Mr. Denis O'Reilly, who I haven't met yet, but I'm looking forward to that day.
May regret. Ko tahi kia ora tātou katoa. I'd just like to pay my respects in the first instance to our kaumātua, Mr. Hawaikarangi, Labour Hawaikarangi, who passed away on Sunday and lies in state at Mōtio. Nō reira, e koe e te pā, tākoto mai, haere atu rā. Nō reira, tēnā koutou. My name's Denis O'Reilly.
Just before you start, Denis, so 10 minutes, and we'll take your submission as read. If you wish us to ask you questions, fit them in the 10 minutes, please.
Kia ora.
Yeah.
So I represent the Waiohiki Community Charitable Trust, which is a bicultural partnership between the Pākehā families of Waiohiki in the district and Ngāti Pāro, who are the mana whenua of the area. We wish to create a 21st century New Zealand community founded on Māori values and inclusive of any New Zealander who wishes to participate and contribute. And our aspiration is to be healthy, wealthy and wise. We've got a marae complex which is on the books. The council should be interested in us to the degree that you have been the beneficiaries of Ngāti Pāro's previous lands through the Harbour Board Endowment Trust and the processes that occurred there, and a bit of reciprocity in the long term would be both justified and appreciated. We've got the Waiohiki Creative Arts Village, which I believe is probably the largest community-based arts village in the country, which provides low-cost, high-quality working space to artists and artisans and social housing accommodation. In recent months, we have developed the Ngāti Hinawera Papakainga, an 8-house complex, the first papakainga in New Zealand on general title Māori land. And that is due to be opened by Dame Tariana Turia in July, the first week of July. That will bring 40 new people into the kāinga. We hope to have the marae complex up and running by August of next year, anticipating a start date of August of this year. We are the guardians of Ōtātara. Ōtātara is listed as one of DOC's 10 top sites in the country and listed as one of the 100 must-do walks of your life before you kick the bucket. It's also one of DOC's 2 iconic sites in Hawke's Bay, the other being the Cape. We're interested in developing, we support the Hawke's Bay tourism bid. We are interested in providing what we believe is a missing ingredient in the tourism product, and that is authentic local tourism offerings. We believe that Ngāti Pāro hold many of the stories, if you like, the intellectual cultural property of this area, Pānea of the Reef, Mori Mori, Hinawera, as I've mentioned, and we think that we can offer a proposition to people to walk with the descendants of the people who feature in the tales. If you go to the museum, for instance, The Poutuko Manawa there, that stand there, are from Waiohiki. They go back to Hauta Ananui, Tangaroa's house, when that great physical shift that brought the allegorical pulling up of the land from the sea brought with it Tangaroa's house, and thus the gift of carving, and wherein we specialise in pou in particular. Pā whakairo, the carved pā, is one of the sort of, is basically where the Arts Village is now. The priorities set by the council, or by the community as it were, the cleanliness of the water. We are committed to the cleanliness of the Tūtai Kuri and the rehabilitation of the Tūtai Kuri. We have an active youth group working on that. We're committed to community safety. We believe that community safety will arise out of an integrated community of people who know who they are and know their responsibilities one to the other. We run the Awa Transmedia Studio, Awa standing for Aroha, love, whānau, family, and our whenatanga, community support. And through that we drive a online program to counter things such as cyberbullying, and to promote good use of social media. What more can I say? Waiohiki is undoubtedly the centre of the world. It is a ley line. If you look at Otatra, it was occupied successively by the first people who came to Hawke's Bay. Just about every tribe south of here whakapapas to Otatra. And so we think we've got product and experience to contribute to the whole mix. We'd like your support. We'd like your support for Tourism Hawke's Bay, and I'm open for any questions of the remaining 4 minutes 22 seconds.
Very, very articulate there, Councillor Dick.
Kia ora, Denis. Have you a sort of working relationship with Hawke's Bay Tourism at present? Do they know your product or your prospective product?
To some degree.
Okay.
We've certainly, you would have heard Rhonda in here before talking about her flax weaving and things like that. We have had, we've had a relationship with people off the boats coming out to visit the thing.
Cruise ships.
The cruise ships. We couldn't make money out of it. We didn't have enough product for people to take away, and so we bought the Arts Village in 1989, and we've been slowly but surely making it a better facility and starting to tailor our product to the market.
Very good.
Mr. Mohi.
So when did the centre of the universe move from Pakipaki to Waiohiki?
These two things are not mutually exclusive. We are the antipodes to Pakipaki.
I thought it was Whakatu, isn't it?
Well, between the legs, there's Whakatu.
Councillor Scott.
Thank you very much for very positive enthusiasm. I'm just trying to explore where you see the relationship. You're supporting very strongly, supporting the case for Hawke's Bay Tourism. Do you see them being able to increase the numbers that could make you a viable business?
Yes, I think we offer something akin to the Art Deco tours. For instance, there's a link between Ngāti Pāro right along Ahuriri, coming up to the MTG, the aquarium. I was the director of the New Zealand Millennium Office when Mayor Dick came to see whether we could get this called the National Aquarium, and the logic that we moved there was the special relationship with Tangaroa in this area, and that is why it is the National Aquarium. So we hold these stories. We see a gap in the market. We think that the Art Deco is probably pushed about as far as it can go, and we need complementary stories and experiences. And we don't really require capital because it's cultural capital that we offer.
Is he looking for international?
They're both international and domestic. We run, for instance, the annual Hui and Huli, the Irish Maori St Patrick's Day. And 70% of New Zealanders whakapapa to Ireland one way or t'other. And so we've had great fun over the years. We have an Irish Maori joke battle. We have an Irish Maori golf game. We believe, for instance, in Ngāti Henawera, the whānau are discussing with the golf links the possibility of foregoing rentals and exchanging those rentals into memberships because Waiohiki is the home of Māori golf. Now think of golf as a marketing thing and think of being able to play beside one of the Tāreha family, for instance, who are the sort of fulcrum of Māori golf. So we've got a bit going, I think.
Quick question.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I just want to pick up on the question that Councillor Dick asked you before, because there's a recurring theme through some of these submissions with regard to various iwi who are in the tourism space and raising questions about them maybe feeling they're not getting their fair share of the tourism dollar that gets spent here. Do you have any guidance for how Hawke's Bay Tourism might be able to better integrate its marketing to incorporate iwi tourism features generally, but maybe your one in particular?
Well, I think there's push and pull. And one of the things is that even though we have attempted over time, I ran some of the first tours of Otatra with the late Kurupu Tāreha II in 1978. And so we've been on this kaupapa for some time. I think we've got to develop that product. We're lucky in as much as, of propinquity, we're close to town, whereas, for instance, if you want to go out to Waimarama, it's an hour out and it's an hour back and all that sort of stuff. So I think as we develop product, we think the market's there. As we develop product, we think this thing will come, that the resource will follow where there's pull. So we'll give a bit of push.
Thank you.
The pull will occur.
Reluctantly stop you there, Mr. Riley. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Kia ora.
And kia ora. And